Fabrizio Estupian could be Klopp's own Reece James. Liverpool are looking to sign Brighton and Hove Albion left-back Fabrizio Estupian this summer. Manager Jürgen Klopp was impressed with the Ecuadorian's performance in the Premier League. According to recent reports, the Reds have expressed a tangible interest in signing Estupian after raiding the Seagulls for £35 million Alexis Mac Allister earlier this summer. There are believed to be concerns about Andy Robertson's form levels and form in Liverpool's repair system, and Estupian could be the long-term heir to the Scotsman's Anfield side. The report alleged that Klopp's side was offered the opportunity to sign the 25-year-old from Villarreal last summer, but eventually opted for a £15 million deal with the Seagulls. Robertson has done everything for Liverpool since signing from Hull City for just £10 million. The 29-year-old played 267 games for the Merseyside club, scoring 8 goals and providing 63 assists. Having played for the Scotland national team 61 times and captained the national team, Robertson played a key role in fully sweeping the silverware under Klopp's wing. As described by journalist James Knowlton as weak, there were undoubtedly periods when he was weak last season. Towards the end of the 2022-2023 campaign, he remained in lower form than the rest of the team. It recorded an average SofaScore rating of 6.9 last season. He completed 84% of his passes, recording 11 assists, 1.6 key passes and 1.3 gaps per game. But his form has seen a noticeable deterioration in recent weeks. Estupian has had success on British soil over the past year. He recorded an average SofaScore rating of 6.9 in his first Albion campaign. He also completed 84% of his passes, averaging 1.5 key passes, 1.7 tackles and a gap on each start. He also scored 1 goal and provided 5 assists. He was hailed as a complete player by his boss, Roberto De Zerbi. According to FBref, South American ore is among the top 17% for assists, 16% for shot creations and 14% for attempted passes in Europe's top 5 leagues last year. Such a complete skill set has been compared to Chelsea's newly appointed captain, Reece James, and FBref has compared the two players. The £250,000 a week phenomenon has been described by expert Ian Wright as the best in the world in his position. Estupian isn't at this level of refinement yet, but it's definitely making the ups to move towards a role as a top-notch phenomenon. With a keen fan of Klopp, move might come if not this summer, then maybe in the winter or even in a year. After all, the 35-time international has been praised by football content creator and senior reporter Kendall Rowan in Villarreal's 3-2 defeat to Liverpool in the Champions League semi-final second leg in May 2021. Estupian defended Mohamed Salah exceptionally, creating 2 gaps and interceptions, making 3 key passes and succeeding in both dribble attempts. Liverpool's Egyptian star had 1 assist and 2 key passes in that game. But he only amassed 1 off-target shot and 1 blocking effort throughout the entire game, and the all-encompassing ex-yellow subs were well lined up by the left-back. So if it is decided to target a new left-back in the near future, Estupian is the man for the job. The 22-year-old Brazilian international is Liverpool's plan A. The latest revelation about the Liverpool saga is one of positive news for the Reds, as there are rising expectations for the Reds to step up their interest in the Brazilian international arena. Recent reports have claimed that Andre is plan A for Liverpool, and there is an expectation that the Merseysiders will increase their interest to sign the 22-year-old defensive midfielder from Fluminense. However, the path to his signature is not simple, because the report also states that the Reds will have to pay the release clause as Fluminense wants to continue their service until the end of the season in December. Andre's release clause is €46 million and the Brazilian club is expecting the full amount. As the season approaches, the midfield landscape remains an area of urgent concern that requires swift and strategic action. The departure of 7 midfielders, including key figures like Jordan Henderson and James Milner, has created a void that has yet to be fully filled. The midfielder certainly finds himself in a transitional situation. Having said that, number 6 is a must in almost any setup. The clock is ticking louder as summer slowly moves towards the end of the transfer window. The season opener against Chelsea will be sooner than most realize, and it's crucial to get quality midfielders on board soon. Darwin Nunez knows very well what he has to do to force Liverpool to change. There is no denying that the 2023-2024 season will be the most defining season of Darwin Nunez's career to date. The 24-year-old free-spirited Uruguayan has overcome numerous obstacles since making his debut as a fresh-faced youth for Club Atlético Peñarol in the final weeks of 2017. But now, nearly 6 years later, he faces the fiercest challenge of his career as he equips himself to lock horns with Luis Diaz, Diogo Jota, Cody Gakpo and Mohamed Salah for a starting dock on Liverpool's star-studded front. Nunez, who scored 4 goals for the Reds in the pre-season, showed great hope in the new pre-season. But truth be told, Nunez, currently absent from Liverpool practice on Wednesday, feels like the outsider to Liverpool's deadly attack. This is despite boasting a hateful goal during his 5 summer trips in Germany, Singapore and Lancashire. Although it has to be said, what was considered a long-term project at Anfield despite the hefty price tag, the Uruguayan appeared sharper, leaner and more in sync with his teammates in matches this summer for a fresh-looking Liverpool team. Having said that, Nunez's second-half appearance, especially in the Black Forest town of Donaueschingen, was something Liverpool had not seen before from his £64 million striker. Prior to arriving at Anfield last summer, the 24-year-old had established himself as one of Europe's best marksmen, scoring 34 goals across all competitions, including Liverpool, Barcelona and Ajax. And despite the racket that served as the soundtrack for his first season at Anfield, he averaged 1.9 shots per game among those who played 90 minutes or more. He achieved the highest total shooting average in the Premier League. However, as Liverpool are now preparing to name an interim midfield trio at Stamford Bridge, more emphasis will be placed on the unclaimed efforts of those named on the front line. Against 3 shooters who came in with mustaches to deliver an unprecedented foursome to Anfield just 2 seasons ago, it's not just targets Nunez must be sure of as he tries to break into Liverpool's strongest 11. Because Jota claimed the mantle as the most natural counter-pressure forward at Anfield, as well as being the best finisher in the Reds' ranks. As a result, it is very important that this weekend be included in the offensive position. Meanwhile, Salah and Diaz are now next in command in understanding the intricacies of Liverpool's press-centric system, as a result of their spelling at Anfield longer than their Uruguayan teammates. After spending the first weeks of his Anfield career being lauded as Roberto Firmino's answer to his impending departure, Nunez was deployed all over the front line. Because of this, he struggled to apply a regular pattern of counter-pressure to his game. The entry ticket will be defensive readiness, said Klopp, assessing the merits of his 5 senior forwards earlier this month. It's the same for Darwin and all the other strikers. I know all about the quality they have and they have to do both, to defend effectively in all attacking situations, he said. We'll see if Liverpool's newest number 9 can adapt and ultimately in the coming weeks. Only time will tell if it will prove to be a key component of the Anfield offensive in months and years, but it all starts this weekend at Stamford Bridge.